It's fraud when you take money from somebody and promise services. And I signed contracts, and every time they're way, way past the contracts. Even with the landscaping, I couldn't get them to finish it. I had to call in another company.
A Moorhead woman is having trouble with a contractor she says hasn't fulfilled his end of the bargain after paying him. She contacted our whistleblower hotline requesting that we look into her issues. But our investigation sparked the North Dakota Attorney General's office to get involved. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero has this buyer beware story.
Carlene Shimke entered into agreements with Team Lawn and Landscape. She says the Grand Forks company was recommended to her.
I believe in people. And they really did a bad thing here with me because nothing's done. And I just don't know who else to go to but you guys.
She showed us checks and receipts that totaled nearly $40,000 for work Team Lawn and Landscape and Vaughn Construction had agreed to do. Both companies are owned by Nicholas DeRozier.
I wrote them another check for $16,000. So that's $26,000 there for landscaping.
Besides paying them $26,000 for landscaping, she also paid them more than $12,000 for other jobs that haven't gotten done. One job they were supposed to do was replace and fix her front door.
In front of me is a bunch of equipment and a brand new garage door that they ordered but never put up to replace a garage door that doesn't even work.
According to the North Dakota Attorney General's website, Team Lawn's license is not in good standing. We spoke to DeRozier several times, and he says his company is not in good standing because of issues with renewing their license online. That license expired on March 2nd, and we learned from the Assistant Attorney General that the company was sent and received several letters notifying it of the expiration.
If he's engaged in contracting with one or two businesses without a license, both of those are violations.
Our reporting led to the Assistant Attorney General to get involved. We saw two contracts that Shimke entered with Team Lawn signed on March 28th, which Grossman says under Century Code law could possibly put the company in violation. Vaughn Construction isn't even registered in the state. DeRozier initially defended his company against the claims made by Shimke when we first contacted him. He says they had problems getting subcontractors and he's still within his contract. He doesn't plan to refund her money. But Shimke says the contract is broken. The contracts show the dates have passed on project completion dates. For a fencing project, which was 4 to 5 months behind, Shimke says she ordered another company to finish it.
I had to call somebody else to come and finish the fence because they wouldn't come. I called and they wouldn't come.
According to Assistant Attorney General Pero Grossman, North Dakota laws allow the AG's office to pursue charges if a contractor abandons a project before completion.
When months go by and a project has not been completed, there are specific sanctions or remedies under North Dakota law that will suggest that a contract has been abandoned.
In Moorhead, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
Our reporting has also led to the North Dakota Attorney General's office and Carlene Shimke working together on this issue. She says she's currently speaking with an investigator who's been requesting copies of the contracts that she signed. As mentioned, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help, the phone number is on your screen, 701-237-6576. Call that number, leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. New tonight at 10, there's been a serious injury crash in Mahnomen County, Minnesota. State Patrol confirming the crash around 6 o'clock tonight between County Road 3 and County Road 11, that's southeast of Mahnomen. One source indicated that several helicopters were needed to transport the injured. State Patrol would not confirm that. Stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for updates. A Fargo man is being charged for insurance fraud. Scott Goebel is accused of intentionally causing car crashes locally over the past few years and racking up nearly $23,000 in claims. North Dakota's insurance commissioner says when this kind of fraud takes place, it's not just the insurance companies that pay up. The money also comes out of our pockets through increased premiums.
So he's getting paid 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the same damage. And so that's just pulling more and more money from the pool, which is, again, all of our money that goes into the pool to help us pay out these claims that then we all have to make up because, he wanted to make a quick buck.
Gottfried says in Bismarck, a man racked up thousands of dollars in false insurance claims. This man was causing accidents in high school parking lots, taking advantage of less experienced drivers. He eventually got caught after bumping into the child of an insurance agent. We have new information tonight around the man who was taken into custody earlier today after police say he ran from them in Holly. Clay County investigators tell us they were in town searching for a man involved in a domestic situation at the 900 block of Westgate Circle. The 33-year-old victim said that she had been assaulted by her boyfriend, a 32-year-old man from Moorhead. Police say after he smashed her car windows, he took off on foot. Shortly after, police nabbed him outside of the Dollar General store. A North Dakota woman is dead following a motorcycle crash in Arizona. It happened Monday in Scottsdale between a motorcycle and a car. An officer from a police department there tells us that Catherine Hansen, 36 years old, was a passenger on the motorcycle and killed in the collision. The driver of the motorcycle still in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Fire destroyed a garage in Mandan late today. No one was injured, but flames at one point could be seen from quite a distance. The garage is located in Marina Bay, which is near the Missouri River. The cause of that fire is unknown. In West Fargo, police are asking for your help finding Nathan Walters. He's wanted for multiple warrants, including possession of marijuana and marijuana paraphernalia. If you have any information on him, you are urged to call the West Fargo PD at 701-433-5500. Some people living in Grandin, North Dakota are concerned about people breaking into the town's abandoned school gym. They say it's been happening on and off for the last year, and no matter how many times the locks are fixed or changed, it still happens.
My main concern is that the kids are in there and it's an old building. They could get hurt. Nobody would know it, for I don't know how, days.
Zuther adds that she hasn't called the police before since those behind the break-ins are usually gone. She tells us she hopes that parents will talk to their kids and start being more aware of where they're at during the night. A handful of people involved in a 2-vehicle car crash late this afternoon were injured, but were told that the injuries were not serious. That crash happened on 4th Street South near Island Park. One car had extensive back-end damage, the cause unknown at this time. We now know that the North Dakota Highway Patrol did not fully use federal grant dollars. A report by the state auditor places the blame on miscommunication during program transitions and expenses made after a grant was disclosed. The problem, more than $40,000, came from the general fund.
It went from 3 programs to 1 program, and those 3 programs were it was a border enforcement grant, it was a new entrant program, and then it was the regular mix-up program. 3 different federal programs that merged into 1 program during this audit period.
More than $160,000 in grants were returned to the federal government because of underutilization.
This road being 25 miles an hour, like I've said, I've seen people fly through here.
A warning tonight from some West Fargo residents after a boy was hurt while riding his bicycle. Police say an SUV crashed into him near the intersection of 7th Street and 4th Avenue South. And now people living in that area tell us they want something to change this busy roadway. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer has the details.
Officers arrived on scene. A juvenile male has been injured.
A startling scene for West Fargo woman Kayla Broughton to wake up to. She lives in a mobile home park off of 4th Avenue in West Fargo. And Broughton tells us when she heard that someone riding a bike was hit by a car just feet from her home, it didn't entirely surprise her.
This area has been really bad for people not going the speed limit.
It's a problem Broughton tells us she sees almost daily. car speeding on this stretch of road in West Fargo that's right outside of the police station.
It doesn't take much to hurt a kid or even an adult, driving 25 miles an hour. And I just wish people would watch out for kids.
And Broughton isn't the only person living around here who wishes for that same thing. In fact, we talked to some other people living near this road who tell us they want something to change. They claim they've brought their concerns across the street to police, but say nothing has happened other than these signs being put up.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids around here.
And Broughton thinks there could be a simple solution to keep kids safer on this road.
I'm really surprised that they haven't made it a four-way stop, especially since it's next to a school.
But until something is changed, residents in this neighborhood want to remind drivers to keep a close eye on the road, especially this summer when kids are out of school and out on their bikes. In West Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
The cause of the crash is still unknown, along with any citations that the driver could be facing. A family member does tell us that the child involved is 8 years old. We do not know the extent of his injuries at this time.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
What a Wednesday we had. Very quiet weather for the vast majority of us, and temperatures, even though cooler, it was very pleasant this evening. As we take a look at the setting sun, traffic moving along just fine. And as we look at the current conditions now at Hector International, 56 degrees on the thermometer. That wind has settled down a little bit, not as gusty. From the east now at 7 miles per hour as we're undergoing a little bit of a wind shift into the overnight. Dew points are in the 30s, so that air is very dry. 57's a popular reading right now in southeast North Dakota from Valley City and Jamestown south through Gwinner. The cool spot, Bemidji right now, 46 degrees, 54 in Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls at 55 degrees. It's 58 in Grand Forks. There's a boundary out to the west of us, and along it are some showers. Earlier this evening, we had some rumbles of thunder move their way through western Stutzman and down through Lemoore and Dickey counties. And more could be on the way for some of you during the overnight hours as we take you in. They're pushing in towards the Maddock area. Harvey and Wells County will see a good chance of some showers shortly. And your hour-by-hour forecast shows that as we go to bed tonight, we'll continue to see those showers spread to the south. And by daybreak, we expect more clouds and a few sprinkles in our westernmost counties. Out to the east, it will be clear and cool, but not quite as chilly as this morning. Still some mid and upper 40s, though, for many of us as we get out the door on our Thursday morning. So a fair amount of sunshine as we go through the midday hours. And one of the big changes will be a wind shift. And more of our winds will be coming from the south throughout the day. Not too strong, but that south wind will kind of shut off that flow of cool air that's kept us below average the last couple of days. By the afternoon, mid-70s for many in the Red River Valley of southeast North Dakota. And as we look across into Lakes Country, temperatures very close to 70 degrees for most of us. In the afternoon, with the heating of the day, there's going to be hit and miss, mostly miss, thunder showers. So not a widespread event, and most of us will stay dry, but we can't rule out a spotty sprinkle here or there with a rumble of thunder. 47 on your way out the door. First thing in the morning in Fargo-Moorhead, winds from the south 5 to 15 miles per hour, and that afternoon temperature peaking and staying in the mid-70s for hours. Another beautiful evening in store for us here across the valley. Your hometown forecast shows the warmest weather where you see the deep orange hues here. Mid-70s for many of you, and out in Lakes Country, temperatures closer to 70 degrees. Again, the south winds will be strongest in our western counties. Almost perfect lake weather for tomorrow evening. Here is a look at a great shot from Jenny. This bridge here had a storm in the background in Valley City. That's a calm before the storm. Thanks so much, Jenny, for taking the time to upload the photo at valleynewslive.com. You can do the same. Maybe it'll grace the background of our 7-day forecast. Friday, warmer still, but a chance of late-day showers and storms as we close out the work week. Heading into the weekend, looks unsettled on Saturday and significantly cooler. We're back down to near 70 for most locations. Father's Day, Mike, we can't rule out a spotty sprinkle here or there, but by and large, looks like a fairly quiet day with temperatures closer to 70 degrees in Fargo, a little cooler in northern and central Minnesota.
I'll take it.
All right.
Thanks.